All right, lots going on in the country, lots on in my city, and lots going on in the state of New York. But also, there's all kinds of crazy rules coming down in the Garden State right next door, and we span the globe just to our neighbor to the south of us in New Jersey every Monday to kick off the week with my good buddy. He's a faculty member at Bergen Community College. He's the host of Real Talk with Fernando Uribe on Eyes on NJ, and he's also my leadoff spot every week. Fernando, thanks for joining me, brother. I'm live
Oh,
over at Mac's Pub in Staten Island at the new Speakeasy Studios. And man, craziness is ensuing here. I could tell you that.
absolutely, John. And listen, you're fighting the good fight. You're being that voice for the people out there. Stay safe and God bless you, man, because we need you now more than ever.
Well, I'm trying, man. It's not me. There's a whole community rallying around these guys. I'm just part of a team of people that just don't understand the science. We don't understand how you could be closed on one block and you can be open a block away. We don't understand why a restaurant could be open till 10 p.m., but it has to be closed after that. Somehow or another, the spread starts after 10 and the spread is a block away. There's no spread, but here there is. So it starts to get to a place, Fernando, where you start thinking like, what's the real goal of our leadership, here in New York? And I know Murphy's doing a lot of these overreaching things in New Jersey. What are you seeing in Jersey? Is there still significant indoor dining? They're really killing us over here. No indoor at all.
Well, I know that Governor Murphy still has indoor dining until 10 p.m. I know there are outside venues that do permit people to be out on patios. For example, by me, there's a venue called Waterside right along the Hudson River, where on the weekends people can be out in the outdoor heated patio until 1:30 a.m. But I know, for example, last night I was in Brooklyn at Union Hall, and it was disappointing to see Union Hall closing at 10 p.m., obviously because of what was coming with Governor Cuomo. But my sources tell me that Governor Murphy doesn't, at least right now, want to go to completely canceling indoor dining. He understands the catastrophic impact it'll have on small businesses in New Jersey, mostly in the north and also in the south. And I think it's a wait and see approach because we know that here in New Jersey, Governor Murphy has taken a lot of flack, and rightfully so, for what many would construe as very draconian measures. Because, as you said, I mean, the science right now has been so inconsistent. I mean, for some reason, the virus doesn't exist at 10:05 p.m. And it just seems like really ludicrous to me that there are people around the governor, at least Governor Murphy here in New Jersey, they're giving him really bad advice. And
It's crazy. I mean, it's not just in New Jersey.
yes,
It's in all these blue states, in New York, in California. They're engaging in this overreach that includes making up laws. They're not laws. Laws are passed by legislatures, as you know, not by governors. And this emergency order is really an edict. And one of the things I'm doing, Fernando, and you may want to think about it also, is I'm making the case that while this bar is closed, I can operate out of here as an essential business because I'm the news. Okay. And I could tell you this, I'll know more by the end of today, but the mayor and the governor have gone into New York State Supreme Court and made an emergency order to ask them to shut me down. So they want me shut down, saying I can't even broadcast from here. And you start to think, well, the guy with the big mouth who's on national TV, let's shut him up too. And I think the judge here in Richmond County State Supreme Court is going to turn around and tell the governor and the mayor that they can't shut down a free press. But I need you more than ever now to tell us what's going on over there. But maybe I could deputize you to broadcast from some small bar or restaurant and make that place essential for the night.
John, absolutely. And I thought about that because there's so many essential businesses here in North Jersey that are being victimized by the governor and Attorney General Gabir Gawal when it comes to what exactly is in accordance with the governor's executive orders. And again, listen, I've been reaching out to the governor's office here for months now, John, and trying to get the governor on, not in a combative sort of way, but to get him on and listen, just to answer some questions, because we all know that the media here in New Jersey is lazy. And they're not doing their job. They're not holding the governor accountable. If you ever watch his daily COVID press briefings, he barely takes any questions. And if he does take any questions from the press, I mean, they're bigger softballs than you see pitched during like the Women's World Series in college. It's unbelievable, John. And quite
It's
frankly,
absolutely crazy. And Fernando, now here in New York, we have this governor who's literally marched thousands of senior citizens to their death by sending them back to nursing homes while he was having the legislature give him a raise. Okay. At the same time, he took time off from caring about the biggest pandemic ever to write a book and pick himself up, I'm sure, a bunch of money in royalties, and scooped up an Emmy for his leadership during this. Talk about taking your eye off the ball. But at the same time, as he mocks us, he's calling us in Staten Island, those tough guys. They think they're cool. He's lying to America, first of all. But bombshell news out today that a former staffer of his, one Lindsay Boylan, is saying that she suffered years of sexual harassment from Governor Cuomo. She's saying that other people in that office suffered for the same things. And again, I don't know if you heard, but this guy, Charlemagne the God from the Breakfast Club, he named me the donkey of the day on Friday. Like I'm a jackass for saying the truth about the Saturday Night Live guys. And, when you live in a glass house, turns out this guy was arrested for raping a 15-year-old in 2001. So if you're in a glass house, maybe watch out before you start throwing stones. And in the same way, here's Cuomo making fun of everybody who doesn't want to listen to him. And now we find out that, he's allegedly been sexually harassing his staffers for years now. What do you know about this story over there in Jersey?
Well, I know the news broke overnight, and the first thing that came to my mind, I was laughing because I was like, well, let's see if the Me Too movement, which is so adamant about defending women all the time, will come out and denounce Governor Cuomo. And so far, I'm hearing crickets in the last 24 hours since this story broke, John, because, and again, it reminds us about the ongoing hypocrisy that is pervasive by the left, whether it's blue states and blue governors in blue states or blue mayors. Hey, listen, if it was a conservative or a right-leaning elected official, you know that this would be on every major news cycle this morning. But, Fredo over at CNN isn't going to cover this tonight. Nope. Because, obviously he can't do that to his big brother. And, of course, all the other little mainstream outlets won't do the same. And, again, it's a reminder about, hey, listen, it's about believe all women, right? All we heard with this hashtag way back to 2018 during the Supreme Court confirmations with Brett Kavanaugh was we have to believe all women, believe women. It doesn't matter what. And now it seems when the darlings of the left are the ones that are being, called to question, you don't hear a peep from anybody, whether it's progressives or liberals. And John, again, it's sickening, but it doesn't surprise anybody because, again, hypocrisy has become a blueprint of the left, whether it's in media or an elected government. And quite frankly, people are waking up to this.
No, there's no doubt about it. And like day after day after day, going back for months now, we hear about this, caste system, this tale of two cities, right? You got the people in charge locking down their states, like Gavin Newsom and Governor Cuomo, who's now having a $5,000 a head virtual birthday party. Talk about the height of hypocrisy, right? In the middle of all this, he's worried about raising money. Raising money for what, I wonder, first and foremost. But he's won every election going away. But I think maybe he's afraid that might change. But at the same time, Fernando, you got Nancy Pelosi in a salon with no mask. You got Gavin Newsom in French Laundry. You got the legislators in California going over to Hawaii for a meeting. You got Governor Murphy out having dinner with his family, not with no mask on and stuff. It's happening everywhere. And yet the little people, like the guys who own this joint, the lady who owns the Pineapple Saloon in California, the guy in Michigan, they're just trying to open their business to protest what the government's doing with them. And they're literally getting thrown in jail or put into bankruptcy. It's nuts.
No, absolutely. And John, and the biggest thing that sort of embodies the hypocrisy is a lot of these governors are shutting down these economies in their states. And then they have the audacity, after they engage in this destruction, to go now beg the federal government for a bailout. And I think that's where we're seeing the rubber meeting the road here when it comes to any potential stimulus discussions or an ultimate stimulus package that should be somehow finalized, I'm hoping, by the end of the year. But it's blatant hypocrisy, whether it's Governor Murphy, Governor Cuomo, Governor Newsom, or even Governor Whitmer in Michigan, where they're saying, well, listen, our economies are destroyed here. We need the federal government to bail us out. So it's pretty much like a child is being given a credit card. They're spending infinitely. And then once, the consequences come, they want their parents to bail them out. That's what these governors look like, John, when it comes to the government. It's disgraceful.
You could say that again. I know we wanted to get to the student loan stuff, brother, but this is kind of like the most pertinent stuff going on, what these governors are doing. Let's hit that national stuff next week with when we know what's actually happening with Joe Biden. But listen, if you want to come down to the studio one day, we're in the autonomous zone. You want to do your show here one night, special guest show. You're welcome to come down anytime, and let's keep in touch. If not, I'll see you next week, my brother.
Absolutely, John. Stay safe. Keep up the good fight. God bless you, man. You're doing God's work, man.
I hope so. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. Thank all you for being there. We got a great audience on today. The numbers are going through the roof, but please do me a favor. Share the stream. We're going to come back and do the news of the day. There's some stuff going on in New York that you are not going to believe. We'll take a quick break and come back with some more Liquid Lunch just for you right after this.